is Abby Johnson with Oprah News, coming to you from Blog World in Los Angeles. And joining us right now is Mari Smith, a social media leader and author, newly author. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks, Abby. Great to be here again.
Great. It's great to have you again. I want to talk to you a little bit about this phenomenon that's taken place. Social media, it's grown as an industry, but what it seems to have happened is that marketers have sort of run wild with it. And while it's good in some senses, it's also sort of bad in the sense that it's not really so social anymore. So it's almost, sell instead of like the actual connection. So can you talk a little bit about this whole scenario for us?
Sure. Well, actually, social media is really transitioning into becoming social business. It's simply the way that we must do business. However, I think that it was even way back in 2007, I distinctly remember when I was first getting involved in Facebook, there was this term that was being thrown around, and it was basically that with major social networks, when the marketers move in, the members move out. And so therefore, the secret for real true success with social networking in your marketing, overall marketing, is to become a member, is to really approach your marketing as if you're a fellow member, as a peer, as literally like befriending your clients and your prospects. That social element that you talk about is so crucial. It's not like just a term. It's not like something you can just switch on autopilot and pretend, okay, great, we're just pouring out all kinds of great content. We're doing the one-way news channel here and filling up lots of automated content, and we've got our social media handled. You're absolutely right. The relationships, the connection, the social element is vital. It's a component that people are missing out on because they think that it's all about just putting the content through these channels.
And that's exactly what you are here talking about. And you actually have a new book on relationship marketing. So congratulations on that. And tell us more about that concept and why you believe so strongly in it.
Yes, so I've actually called myself a relationship marketing specialist for over 10 years, long before social media was a buzzword, before Facebook even existed. And I've always loved the term relationship marketing. And so when I was doing my research for the book, I discovered it was actually coined back in the 1980s by a Professor Berry. It had possibly more of an academic definition, and it was like all the activities you do for customer care, to nurture those relationships. And the distinction, it basically is this, where traditional marketing is transactional, it's focused on making the sale, often just one time. It's like, okay, we just get that sale. Whereas relationship marketing is focused on building that long-term sustainable relationship with the prospect, with the customer, nurturing the relationship such that people would whatever business you're in, they wouldn't dream of going elsewhere because they feel really bonded and connected and intimate with the company, regardless of the size, whether small, medium, or major brands. They feel that personal human connection with the brand.
What advice do you give to marketers for using like the major social platforms like Facebook and Twitter and Google Plus in actually building these relationships?
Well, first of all, you do need to have good content. We were saying earlier, that's definitely a crucial part of it because it's the part that people engage around is the content that you produce, but also allowing them to produce their own content. So on Facebook, I highly recommend you never turn your wall off. I see some brands do that they just make it where it's their own, only the page that's talking, and the fan posts are hidden behind, or there's none at all. So I'd really make it open and encouraging and asking questions and engaging and putting clear calls to action to actually invite the fans to come forward. Now, what's interesting recently with Facebook changing the fact that you can a
lot of changes.
You can interact on any fan page whether you have clicked the like button or not. So in essence, brands and businesses have actually dramatically expanded their reach on Facebook. You don't need to so much focus on building a large fan base, though that helps over time. Rather, producing such good content that people can't help but share it. So share is to Facebook as retweet is to Twitter. And the more shares that you can get, the more that viral visibility. And what I like to do, here's a little tip for your relationship marketing tip, is look to see on your fan page the shares. It'll show you the number of shares. Click that and it pops up a new window. And go and acknowledge everybody that's, even if you just click the like button or a little comment, thank you for sharing. We really appreciate you passing this on. And letting people know, because they're going to actually be willing and wanting to go ahead and share more of your content when you just acknowledge them. Same with on Twitter when you can, in these different social networks. Not always possible to thank everybody for retweeting you. I always wish that there was a thank you button on Twitter. Thank you for the retweet. Thank you. Just go through and click it and let people know you've seen their retweet and you've thanked them. People just really want to be acknowledged and heard and validated. Yeah.
Well, with even though this relationship marketing is so beneficial, what about the ROI in it? Because that's the biggest problem with even social media is that this whole C-suite doesn't understand the concept of really relationships. They don't really care about the relationship side. So what do you tell people in regards to ROI?
Well, it really has shifted, and I absolutely love some of the different terms out there, like from Eric Qualman, the author of Socialnomics, and how, and Gary Vaynerchuk does the same thing, talk about what's the ROI of your mom or your phone. So, I mean, there's no question, a CEO, a C-suite executive, they must focus on the right numbers. I really like Jeremiah Owyang's model. It's called the ROI pyramid, and basically you take different sets of stats to report to different sets of managers. And if, for example, you're taking social stats, like the number of retweets, the number of follows, number of likes, and you're sharing that with the CEO, and he's going, well, great, how does that translate to dollars? So you share the social stats with the community managers and the marketing department, but you absolutely have to share only like the dollar, like, okay, how much did we save or make money today? That's it. Did we save or make money today? How does this translate? And that will take time, and it does take a little bit of education and letting those C-suite, the CEO know, look, we're going to put some we're going to invest, but we're investing for the long haul. We could be 3 to 6 months in this initiative and integrating social media marketing online and offline. That's what my whole book actually brings in, the offline world. Here we are meeting in person at a wonderful conference. I think it's really important to bring that in as well, and especially for small businesses that have physical locations. So yeah, to bringing that in and to really focusing on reaching out and connecting with those people in your market.
Okay, and your book is available in bookstores now, I understand?
Yes, it is, in all versions, Kindle and Nook and ebook and hardback, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, the works.
Cool. Okay, well, we'll definitely check it out. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Abby Johnson reporting for WebPro News from Blog World.